All right, guys, welcome to the going low portion of this boot camp. I'm super excited to share this with you. Some of you, if you're familiar with my coaching already, may know how important I think and how heavy I think the mental side of golf and scoring is. And some of you may not know that. So this is your opportunity to see how my suggestion on how to train mentally. So I've got a club in my hand. I just went through the drill that we did in the last session, session 21. I just went through that drill myself. And I think for you, anytime from here on out that you've got 10 minutes, that's the best drill you can do in that time. So whether you've got 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you can just loop that drill around. That's an awesome drill for you to continue to do. Now, on to the going low portion of this boot camp. So, I don't want to bore you with a bunch of details about how I learned this stuff, but I do want to give you some background. In 2015-ish, I came across a product called Focus Band through my friend Jason Goldsmith, Jason Goldsmith coached Jason Day during the time Jason Day went from 38 in the world to world number 1. He coached Justin Rose as Justin Rose made his rise in the last few years, and he's coached a bunch of other guys on tour. And Jason Goldsmith introduced this product, Focus Band, to me. And essentially what Focus Band is, it's a headband that you wear that tells you what mind state you're in through EEG. So it measures the electrical frequency of your thoughts while, in real time, it gives you feedback on your iPad or your phone or whatever. So Jason shows this to me, and I started coaching with it and started using it. I used it with some of my better players, a couple of pros. Actually spent a month with me in Puerto Rico working on this with the Focus Band. And what I have learned through using the Focus Band and my subsequent research on the brain and how it works in peak performance sports in general has taught me that there are some really specific things that we can do and should do, almost have to do, if we want to perform at our highest level or at the level we're capable of. So in a nutshell, by seeing what's going on with my brain and with my students' brains when they're going through the act of a pre-shot routine or when they're practicing, I've been able to learn different devices or different sort of techniques to get them out of like a fear state or an analytical thinking state and into a creative and athletic and present and focused state. So that's what we're going to talk about in this next portion, is how to get you into that focused state and get you present, take you away from those fear thoughts or those analytical thoughts while you're playing golf, so that we can get you to perform at the highest level possible. For today, I want to give you an exercise that it's like an ancient exercise. It's been around forever. There's this great book called Psycho-Cybernetics written by Maxwell Maltz just a million years ago, and basically every sports psychologist has credited Maxwell Maltz for their discovery of the mental game or the inner game, if you will. So this concept that I'm sharing with you right now is essentially you're just visualizing yourself performing the way you feel you can and should perform. So I'm going to take you through 3 holes at the first golf course that I really started playing daily, Wolf Hollow Golf Club in Washington, Missouri, or actually Labadie, Missouri, because I've done this exercise so many times there. And though you don't have a focus band to wear on your head, I think you'll start to feel that your state of mind will change when you start doing this exercise. So I'm going to do it now. You can just try to imagine what I'm describing, but more importantly, I want you to hear and really listen to the way I'm describing each one of these holes. So I'm going to mentally play 3 holes at Wolf Hollow Golf Club. And just listen to the amount of detail I go into and the way I describe each one of these holes and each one of these shots, so that you can see what level of picture you have to paint in order to get into that mind state. Okay, so here we go. The first hole at Wolf Hollow is uphill and it's about 400 and I'm gonna say it's 420 yards, maybe 410 or something like that, from the very back of the back tee box where I used to play. So I see myself walking up the side of the hill, up to the tee box. I set my bag down. I pull out my driver. I walk around behind I would just tee up from the very back of the back tee box. So I walk around to the back edge of that tee box. I look out down the fairway, and I'm seeing a high, slightly fading ball that starts just directly over the cart path on the left edge of the fairway, or right in the little left sliver of rough. It's gonna fly all along that cart path, and then it's gonna land and go into the fairway. So that's my shot. I take my club, got my glove on, I rehearse a couple swings, so I feel the impact that I want to have through impact, and then I walk in. I look down the fairway as I'm walking in. I look to the shot as I'm walking in. I look to the ball to help me get set up. I look back to the shot, and then I bring my eyes back to the ball with the sensation of the shot in my body. I swing, ball launches exactly on that line, directly over the cart path. It's on the cart path, it's not fading. It hits the cart path, hops the second time into the fairway. I've got about 80 yards left. Okay, so now I'm 80 yards. I'm just gonna put the pin in the middle of the green. I'm gonna grab my 54-degree wedge, and I see a shot that, mid-trajectory shot that hops about 15 feet short of the pin and goes forward and stops right next to the cup. Although I don't want to be above the hole, so maybe it spins a little bit right of the hole. So I'll leave myself like an uphill 3-footer. Okay, so I've got my wedge, make a couple little rehearsals, feel the turf. Now I'm gonna walk in, and as I'm walking in, I've got my eyes on the shot, and I can see that trajectory of that shot, and I can feel it in my body, and so I'm walking in with my eyes on the shot, and then I set my club in behind the ball, feeling the shot, and then I'm gonna let my eyes go back to the shot, so now I'm seeing the shot, and I'm feeling it in my body, and I'm ready to hit this shot, and I want to hit this shot. I can see it, I can feel it. I let my eyes come back to the ball, and I swing. It's really, really solid. Comes out a little lower than I expected. Big first hop, second hop, it's about 4 feet right of the hole. Okay, so now I'm at the green, I set my bag down, I've got my putter, I walk around behind the ball. I'm gonna leave the flag in. This is a straight uphill putt. I stand behind the ball. I see the path for the ball to roll on. I can feel the stroke in my body that's gonna make the ball roll on that path. I take that sensation, I walk in with my eyes on the ball and the path and the hole. I can see all of it. It's just a short putt. I walk in, I put the putter in behind the ball. I set my body, I line up to that feeling and to that path for the ball. Let my eyes go down the line to the hole, come back to the ball, and then I putt it. It rolls right down the line, goes right in the cup. Okay, so birdie the first hole. So now I'm realizing that it would take me a really long time to play all 3 holes. But I think you get the idea. I used to do this. I did this for a few tournaments when I was playing on the Golden State Tour and when I was doing Monday qualifying. Actually, not on the Golden State Tour, but when I was doing Monday qualifying. And I'm telling you, the shots that I hit in those tournaments, in those rounds, were so precise to the pictures that I had played in my mind the night before when I was doing that. I would play the entire round the night before the tournament. The shots that I hit, it was crazy sometimes, the shots that I hit that just did exactly what I pictured the night before. And it was a little bit eerie to see how well that worked. Now, I'm not going to say that it worked perfectly every single day, but there were a few days where my body, my physiology was just in a good place. I don't really know specifically why it works so well some days, and other days it doesn't work as well. I just kind of chalk that up to my body's different every day, and some days my body just can't perform as beautifully as it can other days. But some days it is just mind-blowing how well it works. And there are countless stories of studies where psychologists and neuroscientists and neurobiologists and so many people have taken this, have done this and tested this philosophy, and it works. It absolutely works. So I'm going to challenge you to do this. Just add this to your list of things to do every day. And if you don't have an hour, which is about how long it takes me to play 18 holes, you can just pick 3 holes at a time, or even 1 hole at a time, and just say, oh, you know what, I've got an extra 5 minutes, I'm gonna play 3 holes. So then just go into your mind and watch yourself play those holes, and really see yourself performing shots that aren't insanely difficult for you to perform, that aren't like, oh my God, the best shot you ever hit, but are just shots that you're capable of. Because that way, it's a lot easier to bridge the gap between the way you were playing before and the way you know you can play, if you don't imagine just insanely good shots. Just imagine good shots. You know, you don't have to hole out every wedge, but if you're capable of hitting a wedge to 10 feet, see yourself hitting the wedge to 10 feet. And if you're capable of rolling in a 10-footer, see yourself rolling in that 10-footer. So I'm going to continue to remind you guys to do this, to play these mental rounds. But I think for you, this could be just a great thing to add to your routine, your daily routine, whether you do it in the morning or you do it at lunch or you do it in the car ride. But yeah, just add it to your routine. This is a great way for you to see what's possible for your game and actually start believing what's possible for your game. So I hope that for those of you who've never done this before and haven't heard me talk about this before, I hope you can really understand how powerful I believe this is. The stuff that we're going to do over the next few sessions is all about going low and getting you to play the best golf you can possibly play. Now that we've already mastered low point and we've got this drill that we can continue to work on that's going to improve our swing, we have to get our mind in a place that allows us to play these great shots that we're learning to play. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this. It's going to be a while probably before we get the feedback from it, from people actually playing a lot of rounds of golf and seeing these results. But I'm looking forward to that when it comes. And yeah, as always, happy golfing.